Hi guys, I bet you're wondering what game my girl got planned today since it's both my 50th video anniversary and Halloween special. It's Halloween month. What could I do? I'm gonna look at some games that made me need the toilet on the spot. As in either I used to be scared of or I'm still scared of these games to this day. But it does also depend on which ones I have in my collection, because I used to have a habit of scary game, throw that fucker out the window, bury it, never go near it again, throwing those fuckers right out my window. It cannot be in proximity. No regrets, no turning back. I mean, it's gone to the depths of hell forever. And if I can find it, bury it, because its existence is just too scary for me to fathom, basically. What the fuck are you doing down there?
Have you seen these games? Have you seen zombie games?
Yes, and I usually do avoid those because I'm so scared of, the zombies eating us, yeah. But there's people dressed like them everywhere. Maybe they don't scare us anymore. I'm an adult. I have a house and everything.
You're literally gonna give yourself nightmares. And me, I would appreciate that. It's not just zombies either, you idiot. I've tried to warn you, don't blame me when you're crying. You're actually gonna go through these games and play them and record your gameplay and reaction. I already know you're gonna shit yourself.
Well, you're just bad man, aren't you?
Well, either way, fuck you. I have this. This front thing will protect us while you shit yourself. Bye, I'm off.
Well then, feelings hurt. You're a prick.
Yeah, you're a twat.
On to my 10 scary video games. Then I would say top 10, but I did bury the top 10 in the back garden at some point, I think. Or smashed them, or burned them. Because they're the true top 10. They just scared us so much I had to eliminate them. Yeah, so I guess enjoy it. Enjoy me mentally shitting bricks. Now these games are in no particular order, it's just 10 of them that scared us in some way and made us shit bricks. And anyone who's played Halo knows the Flood are a nightmare in any mission, especially in the library one. But for me personally, when I came to playing it, I'd already got myself a 360, so the graphics didn't make that mission scary for the library. I mean, even now on the Master Chief Collection, going back to the original first two, the graphics by this point in video games had just skyrocketed. So, I mean, not scary. Now, will I tell you what was scary? The Cortana mission on Halo 3. It's like a huge maze with very limited ammo and, well, floods of blood. Anyways, the thing that made that part so scary for me personally is you're literally in a nest of what looks like mutated skin all over the walls and the floor and the ceiling. The constant noises of the flood all around you, groaning and making noises. And you might turn around to have the next one right behind you when you turn back. Those damn flood and the jump scares risk business for me. Already on the edge of barely breathing because I'm holding my breath. Like, I've got to get through this level, there's so many of them, the skin on the walls, and then they're all around you underground. On the ceiling, on the walls, the flood actually are on the walls. Like, I know you get that in the game, but you don't understand when you're in a nest full of these creepy, flood infected organs or whatever. It's like if you imagine zombies that could crawl on the wall, all around you, on the ceiling, on the wall, some on ground, some underground, so even if you drop down to get away from them. And then just them spider things, I mean, what is that? Next we have Alone in the Dark, the new nightmare for PlayStation 1. Now, I got this from a local charity shop around where I live, and I just thought the Xbox 360 version had such bad feedback in reviews. Maybe I should try the original instead before I get the Xbox 360 version to try, and just judge it by the original game. It's no secret, I hate zombies. Zombie games in particular, not so much the films or zombie walks or people around us dressed like zombies, etc. That doesn't bother me, just games you feel so much more involved, I find. Right, because you're running from the zombies. The zombies are trying to eat you, like in particular. I'm making the character move in that direction. I'm telling the character what to do, and I'm in charge of the character's life. So it's no secret I don't like zombie games. Like, I'm not a Resident Evil fan because basically I'm a chicken shit. Now I played this game, and it is just like Resident Evil. But apparently this game came first in the survival horror franchise of like all games. This was like the first one to start it off. So I mean, Resident Evil has a lot of thank this one for it. It's even the same kind of gameplay, same sort of game mechanics with the controls, just a lot. And I'm not saying the creators of Resident Evil copied. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying it was first. They made amazing films from it, so you know, who will argue? They're obviously completely different games anyways, different storyline and everything, so there's no beef. They didn't copy everything. It's just they needed to start somewhere for the survival horror franchise and the games industry. I wasn't as scared to go near this game as I was Resident Evil, but I don't know if that's because I'm older. I mean, if I had this game when I was younger, I probably would have looked at the front cover and it would have been in the back garden. Either way, you can choose between like a problem-solving, pretty much defenseless woman, or limited ammo, getting attacked more often and frequently, monster-killing Loki. Now, what I find really funny about this is the fact of, look at the monsters. Here's Beyond Two Souls, and here's Alone in the Dark. Beyond Two Souls, Alone in the Dark. There's a funny resemblance there in the fact there's a tear, and the fact that's where the monsters are coming from. I think Quantum Dream got a good idea from this game also, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, I guess we know where that came from too. And it has very industrial, atmospheric music-wise for the game. Music. And scenery-wise, it just manages to create so much massive amounts of tension in this game. And that still stands today, and the graphics-wise for the backgrounds were just amazing. Look at the detail. And I mean especially for the time. But fuck it, it scares the tits off my chest. It just gives the whole feeling of like, I'm in danger constantly. Anything could pop out at us at any given moment. I mean, I know that's pretty much any survival horror game, but just the fact of you'll walk into, say, this little sort of, I'll show this clip here now. You walk into just this little decaying wreckage where I'm guessing a building was, and this man's on the floor bleeding, and he's freaking out at you like you're gonna die here. Just the fact of this part here. Look at how horrified this man is.
I'm gonna die.
Also, this game is made by Info Games, which made such brilliant classics such as Hogs of War in 2000, Oddworld franchise, Enter the Matrix, and Witcher, which is funny because they teamed up with many labels such as Atari. Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Now, you had to have known this would have been here if you've ever played the PS1. Being a very young me who was scared of porcelain dolls because they were watching us, and they didn't blink. And dinosaurs, even though they were extinct. Well, you could imagine the Oddworld games kept us on the edge of my seat, and made us need the toilet quite frequently out of sheer nerves. But my uncle and my brother, it was their favourite game at the time, so of course I kept playing it. Just to show them that I could play through this game and I wasn't a scaredy cat, I could play adult games, yay. I'm clever, I'm little, I'm scared of these games, but I'm gonna do them anyways and give myself probable nightmares. But the amazing thing is, for 6-year-old me, is that I clocked them all the way through these games, these difficult games. Highly difficult, like Metal Gear Solid, or highly scary, like this one, or Soul Reaver and stuff. Like, from that young age, all the way through, and got the good ending on this one too. Very proud. Those eyes, being stitched together. Almost threw up out of sheer shock, quite literally. Like, the horror of sitting like this close to the TV and seeing that, like seeing this on the screen. Oh dear God, the horror. But I will forever love this game. Just for the fact it was the first 2-disc game that I ever clocked. But yeah, that was like the first thing that made me love this game. The main original factor. Another couple of disturbing things as to why this game scared me, amongst many. You get to the factory where you're following with Dawkins, and their first Abe says, don't trust anything the Gluckins make, and they're like, screw you, and drink more and more and end up feeling rather sick. Then Abe reads the label and they've been drinking the bones of the dead Moo Dawkins. That, to me, is just the most sinister thing you could imagine for a game. I mean, when you're at that age. And that just makes it all the more scary. The fact they literally drink the bones of their own species. The cannibalism, like, in it there. They don't even realise they're cannibals. It's just like, that could happen. It sounds stupid, but I mean it could. And the fact that they could die at any moment, and they're also slaves, it's just, dear God.
What do I do now?
What do you do? How about leading us out of here?
Okay, follow me.
Okay.
But oops, I forgot he was blind.
Now, I played Beyond Two Souls first before I played Heavy Rain, even though that wasn't the order that they were released in. But that's only because, like, my cousin was like, you need to play this game, you need to play Beyond Two Souls, you need to, please play it. Yeah, I'll give you a copy of it if you'll play it because it's amazing and you need to know all about it, you need to experience it. He even got the remastered version for the PS4. My cousin Dean's amazing. And he being as much of an avid gamer as myself, well, of course I was going to play that one first. He's into as many great games. I mean, opinions will differentiate with each player, but he has pretty much the same taste in games as me, so yeah. And I know some people prefer Heavy Rain, like they say it's more psychological and all of that stuff, but you get more out of it because there's more characters or whatever. I personally think they're two different games, and just because I happen to prefer Beyond Two Souls doesn't mean that the next person will. Or that you will. Just for the storyline and stuff, it just felt more gripping, I felt more involved, I felt more connected to the main characters on the screen, you know. Even Aiden, the fact he was so misunderstood, you know, I mean, I know you're Aiden, you control what he does, but just the fact he cares enough so much, even just for this part here. Like, she's at the end of her tether, she can't take it anymore, and you're not Aiden at this point. This is what Aiden does himself. And he cares about her so much, he saves her life even though she doesn't want to be saved. It's not because of her destiny or fate, though it does have a part in it. It's just the whole fact of that is how closely connected and bonded they are, and it makes you feel all the more connected with them because you feel that they're going through this hard time, which they are. Anyways, getting off topic here. For playing this part of the game, I was literally like, for Heavy Rain, I was literally shitting my pants, and those pants were shitting those pants. When this little fucking arsehole pops you a roofie, drugs you off your tits, so you pass out, you wake up in the big chair and you're like, oh dear God, tries to murder the shit out of your character, and you fear for the survival of you and your character, because obviously you are this character. You really actually fear for our life, and that for me was just a better connection with the character and wanting her to be okay. It just did connect you more to her for me. So once he's distracted, you try to rush and try to escape the ropes he's tied you up with, and then you're trying to defeat him, and just when you think it's all over and she's maybe passed out, you kill that twat and make it out, and you feel that sense of relief for her. Now, Area 51 was definitely ahead of its time. I felt it was reminiscent or similar to the likes of Halo for how ahead of its time it was, considering this was PlayStation, and it felt like when I played it, kind of graphics you would get on the Xbox 360. But it was definitely like Halo, I felt, for the way the enemies would dive at you. Corpses might reanimate. Just the whole infection side of things. The first person character view, just the graphics, etc. But it had its obvious differences, like the darkness of it all. And for the time when it initially came out, it truly gave me like the biggest fright at the start of the game when I was playing, and the enemies are launching at you in the dark, and they just, you see one just fly across the screen. Now it should be shown right now, like up here, but Jesus, wow. When enemies came launching out at you and your team from the depths of darkness, and I'll tell you now, those motherfuckers nearly made me piss in pants. I swear, I threw that controller across the room so fast when these motherfuckers came at us when I first came across this. Not to say it's a good game, quite the opposite. Just, I was literally ready to pick up my telly and throw it out the window. I got such a fright. There was so many swear words, but I guess the best way to describe how I felt at the time would be this. The atmosphere of this game was well portrayed with the darkness, and I mean, it's not overused by any means at all. And the enemies, I mean, just look at those fuckers. The game is absolutely fantastic, but when you're 12 years old and you're not used to these kind of games, it's enough for your insides to shrivel and for you to destroy your pride and joy of the PlayStation 2. Well, at least consider it for a second. You're not going to destroy it. It's a brilliant console, Jesus. Here's another game that used to scare me so much I used to hyperventilate, and I needed a nightlight to keep the monsters away with the dinosaurs. Basically, when you're young and your mum goes, "That's not suitable for your mind, don't play that game," you kind of think, "I want to play that game." Your little self thinks, "Challenge accepted." I bet it's not even scary. The adults are lying because there's a half-naked lady or something. Well, no, I was very wrong. I wanted to prove my bravery to the family yet again, and undertook the task of playing and finishing this demo. I don't mind it today. It actually feels relaxing to play now. I know it's funny to say, but yeah. But when you're 6 years old and you're playing an 18+ game and you're totally alone in the fog, you've lost your daughter character-wise, and you're looking around and then suddenly these motherfuckers pop out at you and try and eat your face. Safe to say I completed it, and then I just sat silent for a good 20 minutes, which is an hour to children, with just this mortified look on my face, like, I screwed up. And then it was like, well, I know I screwed up, and I know I'm gonna have nightmares, but yay, I finished it, I did it, yay, finished the demo of that really scary game. Oh god, I'm gonna have so many nightmares. Build on from the fact that it was a survival horror game that was also influenced by Alone in the Dark and Resident Evil that I already discussed. But of course it's gonna be pretty damn scary. Okay, so here's the game I think I dreaded out of all of these games the most. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. And I know it's not the best by far for any Resident Evil fans, but I watched someone else play it on YouTube to see what it was like, and I felt scared for the player. I was on the edge of my seat so much, I literally hid behind the settee. And I honestly don't know what it is with zombie games. Zombie films are great, they don't phase us, but like I've already explained before, when you're playing the game, when I'm playing the game, I feel way too involved. And I honestly just think it's because you do, you feel responsible for your character, you are that character. They die, you die. And the zombies eat you very aggressively, and yes, I know they're slower in this game and stuff, they're not as fast as in some other games. But when I first played these games, I couldn't work out how to run for a long time for some reason, I just couldn't figure it out. So like, they were as fast as you were for me. Just makes us want to cry. And another game I used to find quite scary for the PlayStation 1 at the time was Soul Reaver. And funny enough, it wasn't the music, the footsteps, they didn't bother us. How my character specifically looked, like overall, or even the scenery that scared us playing this game. The thing that used to scare me the most playing this game when I was little probably was the part where he pulls his like flannel, his sort of thing he's using as a mask for his lower jaw that's missing, when he pulls that away from his face. Like, look at how he's missing like the whole bottom part of his jaw, look at it. All you can see is his top teeth, and Nothing else. It's just a black hole. How even does he talk? What the hell? Either way, just look at how creepy and badass he looks. Like, the story was deep and the scenery was amazing. Dark when it needed to be, tricky when it needed to be. Unless you knew what you were doing, you would get lost. My brother tried playing it and he got lost. He got so lost that he got stuck in the game, and I actually had to show him how to get past that bit. So he watched me play through it just to see the storyline and how it sort of would unfold, and he fell in love with it. And actually, I'm very happy I got him into a really good game. You do get used to how he looks and everything, and the scenery of how everything looks and the darkness of the game. But for 6 and 7-year-old me, to see this for the first time, you could get afraid. And you do feel on edge. I mean, look how sinister and creepy these enemies look. Look at them. Like, look at how they feed. So yeah, that scared me when I was little.
Got some.
So we'll have this Jurassic Park game. It was my older brother's, and the reason this scared the bat shit out of me playing it, not just because I'm a small little dinosaur playing against other like bigger dinosaurs. It was personally for me because I used to be scared of dinosaurs, even though they're extinct. Logic for a 6-year-old or 5-year-old. I was pretty young. Anyways, I used to have nightmares about them. So watching me as this little dinosaur get torn and ripped to shreds by a bunch of other dinosaurs was just about one of the most horrifying things I could have seen in a video game as a kid. Me all like, yeah, I'm a dinosaur, bitch, you can't touch me. And then I'm walking along, oh shit. So yeah, the game was awesome, but fucking terrifying if you're a kid that's scared of dinosaurs. Fun fact, my brother when I was younger knew I was scared of dinosaurs and I upset him, so he hid a toy dinosaur with a sensor in my wardrobe. So like, I'm getting up one day, I'm about to get ready for school, out in my wardrobe, and this thing starts roaring at us like crazy and moving, and I literally lose my shit. I grab it, I pick it up, I throw it on the floor. My brother was laughing at us until I threw it on the floor, and then he got angry, and I was like, well, what are you doing hiding that in there for? And then my mum came out like, what's going on? And yeah, safe to say I got told off for that one. And I had quite a few nightmares again for a long while after they were just about starting to stop. Safe to say I wasn't saying the funny side, and Darren, if you're watching this, you're a twat. I mean, look at this tiny dinosaur trying to get past velociraptors and T-Rexes, etc. when you're being hunted by higher members of the food chain. Safe to say, it's a pretty intense game. It's like me with zombies now. BioShock Infinite is one of the newer games I've played, to be honest, and unfortunately I haven't played through the rest of the series, but the reason I went for this one is because looking at the little sisters, I assumed it was another kind of zombie game and you're in the dark very much so, and I just didn't fancy being in the dark and having you know, zombies jumping out at his little sisters, killing us and such. Either way, it was nice, it was bright, it was beautiful, it was a very rich world, a very rich storyline, everything. It was just incredible, and I really love that game now, and I'm going to be playing the rest now that I know that's not obviously anything to do with zombies. Plus, it was free to download, so I got it for free. Anyhow, these jump scares, however, scared the crap out of us. I'm going to show you my reactions and the genuine, like, they are genuine reactions. I recorded me playing this, so I could capture any sort of reaction I would have if there was any parts that would give us a fright, etc. But damn, did they give us a fright. They just scared the crap out of us because it was totally unexpected. But everything's all chill after a big battle. You're walking along with Elizabeth, you're ready to pull the switch. Sit and chill, yeah, I'm congratulating myself. I've got past the part I've got past. I'm ready for this next part, knowing it's going to get more intense after this nice quiet part, you know. When suddenly you, well, watch for yourself. jump scare, you're thinking to yourself, well, you know, that's it. Wrong. There's one more jump scare. And it did scare the shit out of us. So I'm listening to the voxophone, you know, getting more thickness to the story. A bit of nice sort of chill before I go and pull this lever. Anyways, I go pull this lever. And while things are sounding very desperate and bad for other Elizabeth, older Elizabeth, well, again, just watch.
Should be able to head downstairs and get to Elizabeth now.
Now, he has me reaction without the game footage just because it's that funny. I'm gonna slow it down in slow motion and everything for you. And it is funnier that way. You're welcome. And so guys, that concludes this video. Anyone who stayed till the end, you're amazing. Well done, I'm proud of you. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's many videos to come. I thought this was fun, though some do still scare us. But hey, everyone deserved a good Halloween treat. Happy Halloween everyone, and happy 50th video special to me. Stay awesome and game on! Hey guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content uploaded regularly. Check out the video on the left if you want to see my Gaming Disappointments video with my friend Jason. And on the right, there's my first game review video I ever did. Click at the bottom to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you have an excellent Halloween. Stay awesome and game on!